Hi guys, Puddin here with the game for you in my Tier 6 US battleship, the New Mexico. Now, my captain skills will be priority target, expert marksman, basics of survivability, advanced fire training, and concealment. My modules will be protect my main battery, DAMCOM 1 and 2, and longer shooting main battery. Now, I have recently dropped AA from this ship because, well, Battleship AA isn't what it used to be, especially for the US. And I figured longer range would actually be better because of a couple reasons. Once you get into some of those iffy tier 8 games that once in a while pop up, you can actually outrange some of the cruisers, and you're going to be able to stay a little bit more into the fight even when you pop your panic spotter plane to deal with battleships. Because you see, I can shoot out to 18.7 kilometers, realistically 18-ish. It's going to depend on which way they're coming. Now, as you can see, I'm divvied up with husband Zath, and somebody you haven't seen us div up with before, but we have Mr. Nicholas. Now, we're not sure what happened to Red Sea Bear. We are putting out wanted post. We are putting out missing posters, so if anybody sees him, please direct them back to our division. We do miss him. But as you can see, this is standard battle. We are going to A side. We are also kind of playing ships that will, to where we can do. We've got the DD for spotting. We got the Perth for pew pew, and you got me for the hard hitting damage.
Enemy force detected.
Now, this this is some of the reason I do like the range mod on this is because like when you do need to run away, and I use that loosely. You do have the range to continue to possibly punish cruisers that are chasing you. Now I'm kind of holding my shot for a broadside target, and you know what? It's a Konisberg. Let's just hope we can just outright delete it and and just watch him explode. You know what? Because he is in the family of the exploding Nurembergs. Unfortunate for us, fortunate for him, he turned out. Now, the one thing about the New Mexico and going up the U.S. battleship line, especially early on, is you're going to learn positioning, where to go, what to shoot at, because you're going to have plenty of time to think about what you want to shoot at, even like what ammo choice, because you do have such a long reload. And when I say ammo choice, I don't mean, instantly switch to HE after you shoot or hesitate. Shoot what you got, but I have the next thing loaded. Is I get a lucky Citadel on the New Orleans. Now, I do believe if I did not have range mod, that I would not have been able to shoot at him. But this is another thing that I like about it is this is going to teach you how to shoot ships at a distance. While it is fairly easy for the ships to avoid you at distance, as the German cruiser that eludes me, not the Nuremberg that just should be exploded because I looked at him. The Koenigsberg showed simply by turning out he was easily able to dodge all of my shells. Now, of course, I'm being called upon to shoot the Nuremberg, and I'm like, well, I just pulled the guys off a paddle harder to load faster, and unfortunately, he got away. This is going to be some of the issue with at least playing the US is they have a longer load time, but for that longer load time, they usually get a lot more bang for their buck for each of their shots, I should say, when aimed correctly. Now, as you can see, we are rain capped. Nobody can see what's on cap. There's an Atlanta by our cap. Not popping radar, not spotted, don't know, but if it wasn't a DD, we would know it would be some sort of surface, some high detect ship, which means, you, unless it's like somebody sitting in that little cubby hole. So we know where one of the DD is, and we actually know where the other one is because paying attention to the minimap, when you have last known position of ships enabled, you can see the destroyer was last seen
Enemy
on the other side of the map. And of course, Xanth and Nick are like, "Oh, you did a really good job." I'm like, "Bullshit. That took me too long." They're like, "What do you mean that took you too long?" I'm like, "It took me two salvos. It should have taken me one." And they kind of laughed. But that's what I mean by usually you get your bang for your buck out of the US, even though it is a longer reload. Now, I am doing a little hesitation on what to shoot. Shoot a broadside, Dunkirk, or try to finish off the Konigsberg. Well, I'd much rather delete both of them, but if I'm going to have to delete one, I'd rather get rid of the pew pew because at least the Dunkirk is going to have some sort of reload time. You know, he's going to shoot me every 30 seconds to where the Konigsberg is going to shoot me once every what are they, 10ish or so seconds. I don't recall its exact fire rate, but pretty much he's probably going to get two or three off compared to the Dunkirk's one. So as long as I maintain a decent angle, the Dunkirk shouldn't hurt me too much. I decided to turn my guns back to the Konigsberg because, you know, the Dunkirk's bow on. These shells just don't have enough oomph to go through his nose, so there's no point at this point shooting him. Now, I did aim up a little bit higher for the Konigsberg this time, is we get another nice juicy citadel and finish him off. Now, if you notice, we've only sank two ships. The Farragut is stuck in the channel. For whatever reasons, the Lantern wasn't able to finish him off. Now, I thought that was the New York, or one of us, and I'm not sure who, was like, "Oh, something else is shooting AG at you." I'm like, "Well, it's not the New York because, you know, he popped AP at me." So I'm like, you know what? The New Orleans obviously must be in range. Now, what I'm going to do here is take a briefish second when I get unspotted and pop my heel, put this fire out because I want to maintain as much health as possible. Now, with the DD shooting, I'm thinking, okay, the cruiser might not be paying attention to me. So, what I'm going to do is hit the repair just to save some health. Try to wait for the New Orleans to make his turn before I take a shot in on him and hopefully finish him off. As I do manage to finish him off. Now, the only problem is I'm now broadside to the Dunkirk. While the Dunkirk is still broadside to me, both of his ships are actually fairly maneuverable. I can make very tight turns, which will surprise a lot of people. And the Dunkirk just has a lot of speed, but fortunate for us, he is just getting pummeled by husband Xanth. It's at this point I say, thank God. And Xanth is like, what? He goes, well, actually, Xanth at this point goes, "You're broadside to the North Carolina." I go, "Yeah, he just shot AG." He's like, "Now I know why you said thank God." I can't maintain a perfect angle to both of these, and really, the Colorado can just, he can kind of lope on me. He can overmatch a lot of, he can overmatch a lot of me. But what I want to do is get all of my guns to bear on the New York, and it's kind of at this point where I'm like, oh man, if I just keep my rear turrets, maybe I can shoot to New York. Use the rear turrets to shoot at the low health cruiser. But I'm like, you know what? I need to deal with the New York. Hopefully, just getting enough distance will allow me to get away from the French cruiser that was shooting me, and that's when I realized it was the French cruiser. As I get a citadel and detonate to poor New York. Now, Xanth, I believe, is shooting at Colorado, and that is because I called out, oh man, if I can get this cruiser, I can get my Kraken. I can get a Kraken. So these guys, my division mates, were kind enough to let me, or to give me a chance at shooting at the cruiser. Our DD, Mr. Nick, I can't say his full name, is gonna go try to get this guy reacquired for me. But I'm trying to maintain an angle to the Colorado. Now I noticed this guy's like stopping, you know, he was stopping, going forward, stopped, wasn't sure what he was doing. As my shells come in and get, you know, the, I wouldn't say cheeky kill steal, but, you know, I finished what somebody else could not. Now, the one thing I do like about the New Mexico is you can see I'm about 12 kilometers actually away from the Colorado, and I'm not spotted. It's not until about 12.4. So while I do not have access to the concealment module, just by having the perk on, kind of still allows me to be a fairly stealthy battleship, which, you know, 12 kilometers against any one of these cruisers, it's frightening. Now, as you can see, we've kind of huddled around our cap. We haven't ventured out too far, but for the most part, we did deal with our side. And if I didn't have a 33-second reload, I possibly could have got a shot off on the DD. Also, if I had AR or a full 19-point captain or something, but still, it felt like it felt like at the time that the reload screwed me, but realistically it didn't. The guy stealthed up before these guns were going to be reloaded. Anyways, now luckily for us, the Colorado did perish. Now we're going to know where both of these DDs are. Oh, sorry about that. Puddin, how do you know both DDs are going to be at camp? Well, the Farragut's been playing in the mid game, in the middle all game, waiting to come out on the cap and be like, here I am, guys. We know the other DD is on our cap because he was pretty much last spotted going right into it when our cruiser died, which is why I turned out. All I got to do is wait for my allies, my division mates, to get up here to start spotting some of the stuff. Now, another reason why I turned and started kiting away is it's not going to be easy for any of these guys to actually torpedo me if I'm running away. Now, I'm not sure why nobody shot at the DD, but I think it was because Zath was behind an island and he was just waiting to clear the island, or he was just toying with me. But now that we know the DD's dead, you know, we've got these two cruisers to deal with. I've done a good job of managing my health so far, and you know what, both of these guys are going to go hide behind a rock as the overpowered free IFAG York is doing some serious damage to me. I still wish they would just get rid of it. But, guys, the two simple maneuvers that I pulled off. One, turn away because I can't see the DDs. Just kite away slowly. Or kite away. allow me to dodge the torps and also slowing down. Like, if he did have the distance, I would have only taken one because I initially cut my speed so much and kind of sat there and then started moving that, you know what, I really wasn't in danger of the torps. Now, of course, we all know what happens when you pop your spotter plane. This ship you want to shoot at disappears. I should have panicked spotter plane sooner so the ship didn't pair because that was just a calm, cool collective. Spotter plane call in, and luckily somebody spots this guy. And I shoot even though it says it's going to hit the island. Just, you know what, if one or two come through and get that magical citadel, that would be, extremely nice. We know the enemy Farragut is. Oh, look, he's still playing at the mouth of the middle. I don't know why that guy wasted his entire game sitting there. But then the Mayoko comes out, and I'm like, ugh, I got my spotter plane up still. Now, he did a nice job of slowing down while I shot, which even at this range, you will miss if they slow down drastically enough. Now, I'm thinking Mayoko, York. While I'm looking at the Mayoko, I see the York decides to come out and he wants to play who can sail broadside-ish to the battleship, and then he's like, nope, I'm not playing that game. While the Mayoko is still playing, I'm going to sail broadside-ish to the battleship. Don't punish them too hard, but 6K is 6K, and thank God the spotter plane went away. Now, the one thing I'm doing is why I'm kind of going slow and just sitting here is I've got the health to tank a little bit from these guys, but just by having one of them go, oh, look at me, pretty much means they're not going to be looking at Zath or trying to figure out what our DD is doing in smoke. Now, the York decides to play, let me see if I can tank a battleship while I'm bow onto him and extremely low health, and well, he lost that game. As we pick up our 6th kill. Now, I have to be extremely careful because I don't have any heals, and I just start laughing-ish as this guy shooting AP at me. But really what I'm trying to do now is just stop, reverse. Yeah, I know I'm pulling a boot, but this guy also wants to run away from me. What I'm realistically trying to do is put range between him and me so I can eventually go dark. And there's a reason why I want to go dark. I'm out of heals. I'm low health. That is an easy dreadnought. That is how you farm dreadnoughts. By maintaining your health and realizing when it's time to turn, cut, and run away. And that is a hint for you, Sneaky, on how easy it is to farm a dreadnought. Because he says it's hard, but it's not. I do it all the time. But all joking aside, I just want to stay dark. Let the points go up. And ironically, the reason we're going to be able to win this game, and I'm going to get it, is our Iron Duke is camping. And I kind of told that to the other guys. It doesn't matter if we all die. Iron Duke's camping. We win. I'm going to take one final shot at this guy and see if I can delete him for kill number 6. But I want to do it to where my shells are going to land. And boom, he shot. The other thing is, because I got the range mod, he can't hit me. I can hit him. And now time for the post-battle results. I hope you guys did really enjoy this replay. I think this replay showcased the U.S. battleship line as far as the lower tiers and what they can teach you, some of the basic fundamentals of positioning, reading the minimap, knowing when to retreat, knowing what target to shoot, and all of that stuff. Now, time for the obligatory for the plugs. Please go check out the Twitch streamers down below in our description. Only the Wicked, Aesthetic the Warmonger, Sea Raptor, and Lord Zath. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love those replays that you send us. The email for that is also down in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.